Hello again, it's Karen. As you can see, my Innsky air fryer bit the dust. I can't complain after all these many years, 7 years, I'm pretty sure I had that air fryer. So my old faithful friend is gone. I replaced it with a kitchen and table brand by HEB. It's called the Tri-Zone air fryer, and it has 2 chambers to it. That had a divider that can go in between. Otherwise, it's one big basket. I got it because it fits my cast iron plates. I also was able to get a rack, roasting rack from Amazon that almost fits perfectly in it. The rack raises up my cast iron skillet closer to the heat. It has a broil setting. It goes to 450. That my Innsky only went to 400. Now, do I notice much difference? I think my Innsky, even at 400, browned better. So I really miss that. I think even though it doesn't say it went to 450, it did brown better, I think. So this rack, you'll see it. I got it from Amazon. It can flip it to lower it from the heat, or flip it the other way, and it raises it up a little bit more closer to the heat of the air fryer. I made meatballs and used the cookie scoop to form my meatballs. I put chorizo in it with the hamburger, and I added an egg. I think in this case I added 2. I can't remember now. But they turned out really good, and they did roast very well in the air fryer. What I do with my pork loins, I buy a pork loin along with a chuck roll. It helps cut down the price of my meat budget for the month. The pork loins, again, I do fix them in the air fryer. You can see that in this photo that I do slice up my pork loin, really good slice, almost 2 inches. And the other half I put in the Ronco rotisserie. So good. So about 45 minutes, I put that in at the pork loin in my rotisserie. You can go back and refer back to my kitchen hacks, my first video. Here is pictured a chuck roll. I am going to get 2 more this month, and it's the best thing I know how to stay on carnivore. It's economical. I'm feeding both my husband and I now, so I'm trying to get 2 at a time, and they're $5 and something a pound at Costco. So that's what hamburgers costing. And I get several. They're running about 20 pounds. And they're lasting really well for us. Oh, by the way, my husband's lost 17 pounds. So since he's been on carnivore, he's happy. On this photo, you can see that some of the steaks that I'm getting out of it and chuck roasts. I'm not getting bad cuts meat. I'm being able to use all of the chuck roll, and I'm surprised. It might be a little bit tougher than a lot of other cuts, but the way I cook them, I don't cook them more than 5 minutes on a side in the air fryer. You want to keep them at least pink to red in the center, and that keeps them tender. So I haven't even been using them for roasts. I've been actually still using them as a steak. And I'm buying Wagyu chuck roast, and I'm cutting them half and using them as steaks. So, and I cut them in half lengthwise. And I'm getting 2 servings for my husband and I had of the Wagyu chuck roast. And they're just as good as many of the steaks that I've been buying, that I pick up once in a while from the meat market. So, hey, this is working really well for me. And you can see here, one that I've cooked up. I use my crock pot from the chuck roll. If I get a fatty one, I trim the fat off, the heavy fat. I don't try to trim off all the fat, but and then I put it in the crock pot, and you can see here what's left over after it's been. I take the tallow out of the crock pot, drain it, and this strainer, my strainer here is in a bowl, as you can see. And then what you do is you season the leftover, basically like cracklings, I don't know what else to call them, and brown them up in real nice and in the air fryer. The only thing is they are fat, and if you eat too many, you will get diarrhea. But they are good, so don't waste those. As you can see, I've used a coffee strainer to try to strain my tallow and all the small burnt bits out, and it doesn't really work that well. So I would definitely get cheesecloth or a very fine mesh wire filter. But the coffee filters are too fine, and the oil has to be really hot for them to go through the coffee filter. So I found out that the coffee filters really don't work. The leftover tallow, I have bought these silicone ice cube forms, trays, whatever. Put them on a baking sheet, and this is my first tallow batch that I put on. And I just stick them in a jar. My bacon grease, I put them also in the round ones, and they were perfect for making eggs. And if you run out of bacon and you just want the grease on your eggs, perfect size for. I put 3 eggs in the pan with the little round disc of bacon grease, and it's perfect. Here I didn't put in my last video, a lid holder. I love my lid holder, so that's been really nice. I did get around to making jerky, and there was some roasts on sale. I asked my husband to pick them up, and I used them. They were on the fatty side, so there was a lot of still fat grease on the jerky, even after I got it done. So when that happens, I keep it in the refrigerator. I put 2 bags in the freezer, kept 1 bag in the refrigerator, and make sure you eat it within 2 weeks. Now, don't keep it longer than 2 weeks, which won't last in my house. So, and it's been very nice, and late evening, you get that little gnawing thing, have a piece or 2 of jerky, and it just, whatever craving or whatever is gone. And you're not hardly taking in that much calories on a slice of jerky. I did fix the carnivore ice cream recipe. Did it the hard way. You're supposed to freeze it, let it sit for 3 hours, stir it again. supposed to keep it soft. Well, it didn't. You need to take it out of the freezer 10 minutes before you want to dish anything out of it. It's rock hard, right out of the freezer. I still have a whole bunch. I made a double batch, 4 cups of cream and 8 eggs with a little bit of vanilla on it. And I still have most of the container left. I found I'm so satiated on carnivore that the ice cream, it's not an issue. I thought I would miss it, and I thought, oh, this is going to be great having carnivore ice cream. And I'm just never in the mood for it. I don't snack like I used to. I don't have the cravings like I used to. So I'm finding that out about a lot of these carnivore, you got carnivore mayo, you got carnivore bread, you got this and that. And I'm finding out that, that's just extra work that I don't have a desire for it. So it's just extra work. It's not a waste of time so much. It's waste because I don't want it. I don't miss the bread. I don't miss a lot of the things that I thought I would miss. So it's been really interesting journey thinking, oh, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that. The jerky has come in handy because there's times in the morning I didn't get up soon enough. We went bowling and I wanted to make sure I had something. So I took the jerky with us, and because I knew it was going to be a long time before I was going to have dinner that night. So the jerky has been worth making and doing and putting the time in. So, if you really miss the ice cream, fine. And some suggest drizzling a little bit of honey over it. So it hasn't been an issue for me. Let's see what else. And that's it. Other than I do miss my Innsky in a way, but the new air fryer has its benefits, and it's less of a mess as far as pulling the drawer out, and if my cast iron plate fits better. So all of that is just positives to that. But there's only one level. I can't cook 2 things at a time as far as the room that I had before, in the multiple layers. I can divide it, but then I can't fit my steak on one side. So putting the divider in my basket and my air fryer just right now just isn't worth it. So, but I'm still very happy with the ease of cleanup and all of that. So, and this is the end of this video. I have one following about my lab work from my doctor's appointment. So that's on my next video that I'll be making. So have a good day, good evening, wherever you are, and may God bless.